Well, what do we do then? Form a queue or what?
Well, I don't know. Don't know if it's meant for us.
Well, it's a dining room. And it is lunchtime.
I know, but it's a buffet. It's not the usual thing.
Well, we should ask somebody.
We should be told, Mara. Never mind, ask. You ask.
Oh, no.
Well, what should we do?
I'll ask. Oh, hello, Brian.
Hello.
Yeah, what do you reckon of this lot, then?
It's a buffet.
Well, we know it's a buffet. We can see it's a buffet, but is it our lunch?
Well, it's not the usual thing, is it? I mean, usually we come in here for lunch, we sit at various tables and choose from the menu.
Never mind what we usually do. What about today?
I wouldn't like to say. You'd have to ask someone that.
That's what I've been saying.
Ah, there he is. The other one. He's the one to ask. He'll know.
Howdy doody, folks. Was it a picket line?
Well, we're not sure what to do, Ralph.
About what, old son?
Well, there's all these tables.
All right, now hold your horses, all right. Now, if you're going to put a problem on my plate, let's have it precisely.
Oh, well, it's the buffet, you see. It's not the usual thing. Usually we come in here for lunch, we sit at various tables and choose from the menu.
But it's a buffet, you see, Ralph.
I mean, is it ours?
Nobody's told us anything.
So what should we do?
Well, it's obvious. It's a buffet, you see.
We know that.
Asperity out of the voice, please, Ron. I hadn't finished.
Sorry.
A buffet they've obviously laid on for us as a change from the usual.
Sitting at tables and choosing from the menu.
Thank you, Brian.
Well, so why aren't there any staff here?
Obvious again, dear. It's al fresco. We help ourselves. Come on, follow me. Come on, Brian. Make yourself useful. There you go. Come along now, ladies and gents. No, not behind the counter, please. Staff only.
Oh, you make things happen. It's like a party.
Life is a party, Brian. Here you are. Let's look the part. There you go. Come on in. There we go. Who wants some of this? They're all lovely. There you go. All good stuff. Waste not, want not. Pick it up and eat it. There you go. Here's the ball.
What are you doing? Who said you could eat that? I thought so. Well, for your information, lunch is being served in the Bahia bar today. This was supposed to be a reception for the mayor. I'm surprised at you, Mr. Bryant.
Right, mate, a nice change having lunch in the bar here. Bar, wasn't it, Brian?
Just a minute, Mr. Tanner.
Yes, Susie Q.
I had a feeling you'd be responsible for this.
Look, dear, as a guest, I came down to lunch in the dining room, saw some food, and assumed it was lunch.
I've just told you lunch is being served in the Bahia bar today.
Just is the operative word, dear. Where were you when we came down to lunch?
Oh, for heaven's sake, I was only a couple of minutes late.
Oh, no, don't get it wrong, dear. I'm not being old-fashioned about bad timekeeping. I'm just saying it's your fault, that's all.
Look, the other guests would never have touched it if you hadn't been here.
That's it, dear. Let it out. Yeah, you dropped a clanger, you're upset, and you want to have a go at somebody.
Were you born infuriating, or did you grow up like it?
Oh, getting personal, are we?
Oh, now, come on, you two. There's no point in crying over spilt milk. I mean, what has happened has happened. What are we going to do about it? That's what the point is.
Just what do you have in mind?
Well, take the moose, for example. I know there are one or two spoon marks, but we could fill them in with ham and sausages and so forth. and put some napkins strategically placed would cover up a multitude of sins. Well, not the actual teeth marks, I know.
Oh, don't be so silly, Mr. Bryant.
Oh, your turn now, Brian. She's having to go in all directions today.
No, just one direction, Mr. Tanner. Yours. You don't care what it is, what trouble it causes, just as long as you're the centre of attraction.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear indeed, Brian. If I can help somebody as I go along, then my living hath not been in vain. When I get kicked in the teeth for doing it, though, oh, dear indeed.
Oh, dear.
I say, Brian, take her.
Oh, dear. Oh, Ralph, you still got your...
Oh.
Grasses. Oh, I wish they had places like this in Cricklewood.
Do you?
I'd eat out more often if they had places like this in Cricklewood.
Glad you like it, old man. Hungry?
I could eat a horse.
Horse is off today.
They don't really have... Oh. I always fall for your tricks, don't I?
Yeah. Now, what I've ordered, it'll take a bit of time, but well worth it. I've ordered grilled prawns, grambas they call them. Then we go on to the roast suckling pig over there, and then tangerine in port. That'll be the Spanish port, of course, not the Portuguese.
Snap.
What do you mean?
Well, that's just the meal they say you should have in the brochure. I've got it here somewhere.
I have never seen a brochure of this place, Brian. Please don't imply that I have.
Oh, I wasn't. It's coincidence, isn't it?
If I thought this place had fallen into the hands of the brochure people, I'd never have come here.
Too mainstream for you, eh?
Well, yes. Next thing you know, they'll have tourists in here. They're not in here.
Oh, no, only us.
Oh, well, that's all right, then. Just a minute. Who's he?
I don't know. I've never seen him before.
Is he Dutch?
I don't know.
Looks Dutch to me.
Don't you like the Dutch?
I'm only against the Dutch people. They're nice people, but they do tend to be tourists.
He's probably only a blonde Spaniard.
I will let it pass, then.
Yes, they're underlined in black, you know.
Who are?
The recommended restaurants in the brochure. Sue pointed it out to me.
Oh, little Miss Slapdash. Don't bring her up, old man. I'm trying to enjoy myself.
Oh, sorry. You're quite right. Yes, we should get every last bit of enjoyment out of it, shouldn't we?
Out of what?
Well, the holiday. We're going home tomorrow.
Are we? I hadn't realised.
That's where you're lucky. I've always been very conscious that time passes very quickly when you're enjoying yourself. When we'd only been here 2 days, of course, it was all right. It seemed like a long time. We still had 12 days left.
Ah, live for the moment, me.
And as soon as I'd said that, I turned round, another 3 days have gone.
And the devil take tomorrow.
Plus 2 more equals 7, which is a week, which is the halfway mark.
Yeah, life's never been a straight line for me. It's always been a sphere.
Well, the second week just gallops along. You come to your second Tuesday, and there aren't any more Tuesdays. You come to your second Wednesday, there aren't any more Wednesdays. You come to your second Thursday, there aren't any more
No,
Thursdays.
ball, yes. I like to change sphere for ball because life is a ball for me.
Before you can say Jack Robinson, you're packing your cases.
The double meaning, you see.
What?
What?
Well, who is a double meaning? You or me?
Me?
Oh, what is it?
Ball.
Yes?
Well, what were you saying?
Oh, well, here we are, anticipating a lovely meal, which you didn't see in the brochure. The company is good, the weather's beautiful, and it's all coming to an end. Down to earth and back to work on Monday.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a point, Brian.
You're telling me it is?
No. I mean, I've known you for what, almost 2 weeks now. I still don't know what you do for a living.
Oh, didn't I tell you? I work for a recording company.
What? Records?
Yes.
Pop stars?
Yes.
Well, you know all these famous people, then?
I saw Dana's shoes once. No, I don't actually see them because I work downstairs in Moribund Records.
Subsidiary company?
Oh, no, paper records. I deal with the records on paper that refer to the actual gramophone records.
Oh, so you must be really well up on the music scene.
Well, no, not the current one, because nothing is sent down to me before it's 10 years old.
Well, that can't be much use to anybody.
No, that's the point, you see. But that's the point of my job. I make sure that everything I deal with is totally useless. Moribund.
I see. Was Dana in her shoes when you saw her?
Oh, yes.
Then why didn't you see the rest of her?
Well, because my office window is only 6 inches above street level. So I can only see people's feet as they go into the building.
I thought you looked a bit pale when I first met you.
We don't get much sun down there. Hey, do you know what I've got you down as?
I don't think you'll guess it, old man.
Well, I think you're a salesman.
Nothing like it, way off, Beam. I am a rep.
Isn't that more or less the same thing?
More or less the same thing. Brian, would you call the Archbishop of Canterbury a vicar?
No.
Then I think I've proved my point. No, that's me. Anywhere from Ramsgate to Land's End, Oxford to Shanklin IFW. If you see a red Capri, probably in the outside lane, that'll be me.
The south of England is your oyster, eh?
A bed of oysters, old man. They seek him here, they seek him there. Only way I can live. I have to be a free spirit.
Well, that's the difference between us, you see. Well, one of them. See, I never really feel safe without guidelines.
There isn't a handrail to the top of Everest, Brian.
I know. I'm probably just one of those foothills characters. Not that I haven't seen what I could do about myself from you.
Crunch question, Brian. Lights in the face. Are you going to do something?
Well, I would like to think that I
Yes, yes.
Well, probably no. Cricklewood will probably just get on top of me again.
Damn Cricklewood, Brian, you could do something now.
What?
Well, anything, something un-British.
Shall I?
Yes, yes.
Well, what shall I do?
I don't know, don't ask, just do something. Here, now.
All right, I will. The king, he said to me, you are a marvel. At singing you really are a crack. And from his neck he took a diamond tie pin. He smiled at me and then he gave it back.
Is that it?
I don't know the rest.
No. I don't mean that. I mean, is that your idea of breaking the mould?
Well, yes. Old Brian Bryant standing up and singing in restaurants.
I take your point, Brian, but it's not exactly giving yourself electric shock treatment, is it?
Now, I suppose not.
Would you like old Ralph to fix the terminals to your head?
It depends what you've got in mind.
Something symbolic of you putting your foot in the door of life. What have you got in your jacket pocket?
Oh, brochures, maps, literature, etc.
Exactly, guidelines. Throw them away, Brian.
Oh, I don't think I'd like to do that.
What are you going to do with them, eh? Take them home and add them to your moribund records, because that's all they are, Brian.
Well, you never know when you might need a reference.
What are you going to end up with, eh? A warehouse full of bits of paper to cover every eventuality, anything you're ever going to do?
Well, no.
Then throw your lumber over, mate. Make your boat of life light. Throw them away, better still burn them.
Oh, I don't think I'd... It's a bit drastic, isn't it?
Be drastic.
Shall I?
Yes, yes.
All right. I will. There. I did it, Ralph.
You're leaving the foothills behind, Brian. Welcome to the upper slopes.
Oh, my God.
What?
I've thrown my passport on the fire. You know what I am now, don't you? I'm a man without a country.
Oh, come on, old man. Let's not exaggerate. It's just without a passport, you can't leave Spain or get back into the UK, that's all.
Oh! But what about now? Incinerating my own passport.
Yes, well, common sense dictates that you should always look through stuff before throwing it away, but that's all in the past.
Yes, but what about now? I'm talking about now. What will they do to me? They might even put me in prison. Or they could deport me. But even if they deported me, that wouldn't do any good. I still couldn't go home because they wouldn't let me in.
Of course, if you were in France, they'd probably send you to Devil's Island.
It's not as though I haven't even got anything left to prove I ever had a passport. It's just ashes. And he's probably swept out the grate by now. Oh, if only I had something, just a scrap of paper, anything.
Brian, I don't like to say this, old man, but you're acting like a hysterical continental. You're acting like him.
Oh, I'm sorry, but nothing like this has ever happened to me before.
Well, if it happened to me, I certainly wouldn't panic. I know what I'd do.
What?
What?
Yes, what?
Well, look, I'm sorry, Brian. I can smell your fear, and it's getting in the way of my thought process. Now, look, you just sit there, have another sombrero di noche, and give me a few minutes to see what I've got inside the old icebox.
Yes, I'll hold on.
Hello, dear. Word with you, please.
Just a minute, Mr. Turner. No, I'm going to Madrid now, tonight. Yes, and I won't be back till Wednesday. So could you get one of the other couriers to see this group off and the other group in? Yes, that's it. Fine. Bye.
Aha, little Susie Q's off to the big city, eh?
Yes, and little Susie Q isn't sorry to be going either.
Nothing to do with old Ralph, is it?
Was there something you wanted?
Yes, and I'm glad I caught you, because if you're not coming back till Wednesday, we won't be seeing you again, will we, dear?
No, dear.
Touché. No, Susie, what I wanted to say was this. It's cap in hand time for yours truly. I want to apologise.
You?
Yes, that lunchtime mix-up could have been my fault, I suppose.
Well, let's not get too abject.
No, because you are the courier, you are the trained person. I should have come to the expert.
Yes, you should have.
I should have, because you're trained to deal with every contingency, aren't you? What to do if somebody breaks a leg, what to do if somebody loses a passport, what to do if somebody falls foul of the authorities.
It is what I'm paid for.
And you earn it. Tell me, by the way, what would you do, incidentally, if somebody did lose a passport? That's an interesting one.
Well, I'd get them along to the British consulate, and they'd issue them with a temporary document, which would at least get them back to England.
To know so much, a girl of 18.
It's a work of art when you apologise, isn't it?
Here, Susie, do you care for my address in England?
Oh,
Perhaps you'd
goodbye,
like
Mr.
to-
Tanner.
Bye, Susie. Have a good trip.
I'm sorry, Senor Bryant. There is no such drink in Spain as a sombrero de noche.
Ah, well, I'll just have an ordinary brandy then, please. Hey, have you thought of anything, Ralph?
Of course I have, old man. Now sit down, relax, and enjoy your sombrero de noche.
Oh, it's just a brandy, actually.
Well, a brandy can be a sombrero de noche. It means nightcap in Spanish.
Oh, I see. Hey, what do you think of, Ralph?
Well, under the obvious, I'm afraid, old man, you should go and see Sue the courier.
Oh, of course, yes. Oh, crumbs, crumbs, crumbs. Excuse me.
Well, Manolo, I shall be away tomorrow, back to the old Inglaterra.
Yes.
I expect you must get absolutely sick of tourists by the end of the season.
Some of them.
Particularly those, Manolo, who don't remember that they are ambassadors for their country.
Exactly, senor. Like the one who gave away the mayor's lunch today.
Yes.
Oh, that's typical of my luck, isn't it?
Oh, what's the matter, old man?
Sue's not here.
Isn't she?
No, they told me at the reception desk that she's gone to Madrid and won't be back till after we've gone.
That's a bit lax, isn't it? Just going off like that.
Well, I say till after we've gone. It doesn't look as though I shall be going anywhere at this rate. I better send a telegram to Mr. Pemberton and tell him I won't be back at work on Monday morning.
Yeah, very lax, that.
Hey, wait a minute. What about the other courier at the other hotel? I could go and ask him if he could help.
Don't bother, old man. Now, look, we've given the official people their chance. They let us down. I think it's about time I got into the saddle myself.
Oh, I wish you would, Ralph.
Right. Funio.
What are you doing? Who are you going to ring?
A Spanish lawyer friend of mine. Now, sit down, old man. Don't crowd me, please.
Sorry.
Do-do-do. It's ringing. Hello, Rodrigo. Ralph Tanner here. Yeah. No, I know I haven't been to see you. I know your house is my house, Rodrigo, yeah. Next year, eh? Yeah. Listen, Rodrigo, a chum of mine's in a spot of trouble, lost his passport. Yes, it was careless, wasn't it? Yeah. So, what's the form, Rodrigo? Oh, I can personally vouch for him, of course. You... Oh, yeah. Fine, thanks very much, old man. Yeah, hasta la vista. Love to Carmen. See you next year. Bye. Simple as that.
What is?
You'll be going home tomorrow, Brian.
Oh, thank goodness. You're a magician, Ralph. How do you do it?
Tell you later. In the meantime, nice early night for us. I've got to get you to the British consulate first thing in the morning.
Oh, one phone call. He solved it with one phone call.
Ole. Loco.
So finally, the British consulate fixed me up with this. It's not a real passport, because a real passport is much bulkier, but it will certainly get me home all right.
Oh, yes, it's certainly an official document, no doubt about that.
Yeah, what you can get hold of if you know who to ask. It's amazing.
It's Ralph who's amazing.
Not so amazing yesterday, was he, with that Buffett fiasco? A right fool, I felt.
You had 2 lunches, don't grouse. He's always like this before he's got to fly.
Yeah, now be fair on, if it wasn't for old Ralph, old Brian here would be
Up
up.
the creek without a paddle.
Exactly, up the creek without a paddle.
Paddle.
Wait.
Oh, Ralph. Did you check the drawers to see we hadn't left anything behind?
I don't do that. Well, time for a quick wit before the off.
Oh, we've only got 15 minutes before the airport coach leaves. Yes, I think we've got time for a quick drink before we go.
Red star on the credit side of your ledger, Brian. You're learning. Right then, what are we having?
Oh, no, let me. Champagne, please, Manolo.
Is the pupil learning from the master? I ask myself. I like that, Brian. I like that very much. Good touch.
Senor.
Ah, yes, the dry Libyan. That is the one you like, isn't it, Ralph?
Oh, lovely. Knockout. There she blows. I shall miss this. Well, cheers, old man.
Cheers. Good gracious, it's Sue.
Ah.
Hello, Sue. I thought you were in Madrid.
So did I. Honestly, this company doesn't know whether it's coming or going. Eileen was already there. Orange juice, please, Manolo.
Oh, no, have a glass of champagne with us.
Well,
Oh, please.
all right, thank you.
Ah, of course, you missed all the excitement, didn't you?
What excitement?
Unplug the loudspeaker, old man. It's not that interesting.
I think it is.
It's not, old man.
No, you tell me if you want to, Mr. Bryant.
Well, I lost my passport yesterday.
Oh,
Shall we have some...
go on, Mr. Bryant.
Well, you can imagine the panic I was in. You'd already gone to Madrid, so I couldn't ask you. So Ralph leapt into the saddle, and to cut a long story short, he got me this exit document from the British consulate.
Which was, of course, absolutely the right thing to do.
Oh, yes. We'll trust Ralph to find that out.
Oh, absolutely.
It's extraordinary coincidence, isn't it, sir? I mean, you ask somebody a hypothetical question...
What time did you try to find me last night, Mr. Bryant?
Oh, it was about sombrero de noche time. Which means nightcap in Spanish, by the way. It's about 11:30.
Oh, I'd gone by then.
Oh, quite.
No, there was no way either of you could have found me at that time, eh, Mr. Tanner?
Hadn't we better be going?
No, plenty of time. 10 minutes yet.
Oh, well, if you excuse me, I think I'll go and make myself comfortable for the journey. A quick tiddlywink the barber.
Tiddlywink the barber. He's a funny old stick, old Brian, I've always said.
You creep.
Now, look, Miss Bainbridge.
There was nobody about because I'd gone to Madrid. You just have to be the big noise, don't you?
Well, don't we all?
No, we don't.
Well, all right, a harmless deception. It's not really that important, is it?
Yes, particularly when it's the last in a long line of. You start the holiday by missing your plane. Your first outing, you hire a mule and lose it. You barge into a Spanish house and claim it's a restaurant. All the single women here have asked me to keep you away from them. You upset the staff every time you open your mouth, and to end up with, you destroy the mayor's buffet.
Well, I'm a bit accident-prone.
Rubbish. It's deception.
Now, who have I deceived? Who have I deceived?
Mr. Bryant, that's who you've deceived, and that's what makes me so angry, to see a nice man like that firmly convinced that the sun shines out of your porthole.
I need friends too, you know.
Well, I think it's about time he was told just what a sham you are.
No, look, you see, I just try too hard, that's all, and people misunderstand it, and I get left on the outside.
You two are very animated, a lot of arm waving going on. What are you talking about?
Semaphore.
I've just decided to set you straight on one or two things, Mr. Bryant.
Oh, well, before you do, if you'll excuse me, I'd like to propose a toast. I'd like to drink to the best holiday I've ever had. No, or perhaps the best 2 weeks of my life so far. Well, and that's it. Happy holidays. Hey, what were you going to set me straight about, Sue?
Don't forget to stick your labels on your hand luggage, that's all.
Good point, Sue, very good point. She's a good girl, this. Thank you, Sue.
Well, that's the end of another holiday saga. Time to go.
Yeah, I'll come along with you, Sue. Oh, incidentally, Sue, do you happen to know the Spanish for lavender water?
Oh. Well, Chico mio, it's goodbye time.
Goodbye.
And thank you very much for all your little doodads. Who knows, El Miraculo might come and see you again next year.
Madre de Dios.
Adios, amigo.
Senor Tanner, I think El Miraculo is a good name for you.
How do you was that?
Any man who can make a telephone call when the telephone is not connected must be El Miraculo.
Look, old man, don't try to understand the English sense of humour. You never will.
Strikes cold when you get home, doesn't it?
Yeah. Good holiday, though.
Oh, marvellous. I better be going in a minute. Yeah. I catch the 4:10 to Victoria, and then I get a bus to Marble Arch, then I change, I get another bus up to Cricklewood. I shall be home in time for Nationwide.
I'd give you a lift, old man. I've got the car in the car park, but I'm meeting somebody, you know.
That's all right, I understand. It's an easy journey. I get the 410 to Victoria. And then...
You said that.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, good holiday, that.
Look, Ralph, I've never said this properly, but thanks very much for everything, and thanks for putting up with me.
Well, thank you very much for putting up with me, old man. I can be a bit of a heady wine for some people.
Had some good times, though.
Very good times.
I better be going a minute.
Yeah, looks like it.
Look, I've written my address down here. Perhaps you'd... Why did you do that?
It's not my style, old man. I thought you'd know that by now. Look at it this way. We met by accident and a damn good holiday, but that's that. We are ships that have passed in the night, stars that have collided in the firmament. There's no point in hanging on to all that. Next thing, Brian, next thing.
Oh, I don't think I've got a next thing.
Well, I don't know if I've got a next thing either. What I do know is this. If I kept in touch with all the people I befriended in my life, my whole system would get clogged up.
Well, I suppose I can see it from your point of view.
One of the reasons we've got on so well, Brian.
Well, better catch the 410 to Victoria then. Well, cheerio then, Ralph, and good luck.
You make your own luck, old man. Goodbye. What have you done with all that rubbish? I put a very important address in there.